Hi, everybody. I'm Yvette Nicole Brown. Hey, oh, applause. Tonight, I want to tell you the story of Stacy Title, written by Billy Ray. Yes, Stacy Title, yes. Written by Billy Ray and John Hoffman, and by Stacy Title, with Jonathan Penner in a major supporting role. I am a director. That means I was born to tell stories and paint pictures. It also means I have a lot of opinions, and I'm used to having them heeded instantly. I like to guide my cast and crew to where I want them to be. I like to administrate. I like to lead the charge. Mostly, I like to tell people what to do. Having ALS makes this complicated, but not impossible. Ask my husband, Jonathan. I tell him what to do all day long. He says, I will do as much of what you're asking for, best as I can. But you do realize with everything in this house, everything in this production, we're already way over budget. That's Jonathan, my lead producer, my co-star, my thing that if I talk about him too much will just clog up my works. And we got work to do here, so okay, but just one thing about Jonathan. I miss our vocal repartee around the house, the shouting even, in the good fights. More to the point, I miss hearing my voice along with his, because I think I was a little better at landing the final word. And that required a certain pitch and speed. But I also liked having the carefree time to toss off do you realize you bought the gluten-free? Or, damn, Penner, you look hot in those shorts. Now, our communication takes a while, because my only means of making that happen is by syncing my eye movement to a screen called a Tobii Dynavox. I have to go letter by letter, word by word, but I make myself heard through a machine that speaks for me. The program allowed me to pick a voice with any intonation I wanted, so now everything I say comes out in the greatest British accent ever. I could make things move faster if I limited myself to one-syllable words, but I won't do that. Big is not as descriptive as colossal or stupendous or gargantuan. And words matter to me. They always have. So Jonathan has to wait sometimes for me to express myself, even if we're arguing. I timed myself once and realized that it took 66 seconds for my eyes to get my Tobii board to say, fuck off. Can you imagine needing 66 seconds to say fuck off? By the time it happens, I've kind of forgotten what I was angry about. And to be honest, that lovely British accent really takes the edge off of the whole thing. Jonathan called me the Dowager Countess one time, and I don't think my eyes ever moved faster to type out, no, stop, never again, I'm serious, Mr. Carson. I choose the clothes I put on every day and the color of my pedicure, which is generally fabulous. I am still an equal, perhaps more than equal voice in the parenting of our two grown children. And I get a huge vote in what kind of music we listen to around the house. The Who, Led Zeppelin, and what we watch. I love Game of Thrones, and I hate Donald Trump. Stacy, I feel you. When I want to be repositioned, I say so. When I need Jonathan to sit further from the window so he won't be backlit, he moves. I happen to adore my son's girlfriend, but if I didn't, he would certainly hear about it. The point is that directors direct, wheelchair-bound or not. I am currently planning to make another movie. Our cast is already set, and our financing is set-ish. Jonathan reads drafts of the scripts to me, and I give notes like any director would. The process is slow, but not horrific. Oddly, I've become a better director since having ALS. My illness has actually made my powers of observation stronger. It's given me the ability to read people in a truer way. I see their auras now. I know when they're lying. I'll know when a performance feels false. And directing this movie will tell the world what my family already knows, that I still think, I still feel, and I am still in here. Life with ALS is still life. I can't laugh anymore, but I still find things funny. Sadness and joy still bring tears to my eyes, even if I can't make the sounds of sobbing anymore. I can't scream. The Tobii board can't facilitate that, yet Jonathan always seems to know when I'm angry. And I see Jonathan in new ways, these newly honed powers of observation. After 30 years of looking at the man, something still just takes my breath away. For all that's been taken away in these moments, I'm grateful to still get that feeling of catching my breath. I still dream sometimes about walking and talking, often about animals who can talk. I can't pet our dog anymore, but I can still feel love for her. I still like massage and a kiss, and I am never bored. And I appreciate the world on a different level now. I see it and hear it in an entirely new way. We both do. We've been relieved of some of the constant managing of everything and allowed back into the art of living day to day because Jonathan made an ace producer move and reached out to MPTF to come aboard as our lead crew, key talent, and basically everything from craft services to above-the-line support, and that changed everything. This would all be impossible without lots of help beyond Jonathan and my family and friends, but MPTF is literally our lifeline. I breathe through a trach tube. I am fed through a tube in my stomach. MPTF got those machines for me and taught Jonathan everything about how they function, giving him skills that have kept me alive. I have 2 nurses with me just about every waking moment. The cost is a fortune. So do my Toby board and my lateral rotation bed and the wall-mounted moving chairs that get me up and down the stairs of our home. MPTF did all that. MPTF has provided me with a village, a palliative care team, a social worker, a chaplain, a nurse practitioner, a doctor, a home safety coordinator, and an insurance director. These people don't just solve problems. They don't just bring care through our door. They bring love. They dig in. I'm not the kind of client you can just pop in on for a 5-minute chat, but they treat me like a friend and not a victim, even when I boss them around. They also get insurance to pay for things that insurance never pays for. They have saved me, and they have saved Jonathan too. He's a tough guy. Just ask the people who competed against him on the CBS show Survivor, or ask him. He'll say, yeah, I'm tough. Don't mess with me. Turns out, along with acting and producing, I was also born to deal with life on an island filled with challenges, which may have provided some unexpected training for this little island of ours at home. But my condition has knocked him to his knees more than once, and I can't pick him up. But MPTF does, all the time. They support him so he can support me. Sometimes they just tell him to go outside for 10 minutes and look up at the sky and feel the sun on his face, and he's back on that island. By the time he returns, he's ready to be my producer again and my own personal coach in how to be a survivor. These are the kinds of miracles I depend on. I'm a director. I like to tell stories and paint pictures, and I refuse to say fade out. There's too much still to do. Instead, I'll just move on to the next scene, the next problem to solve, the next miracle. I thank MPTF for every single one of them. Stacy and Jonathan are here tonight. Please show them your love. Yeah. Yeah. Members of the MPTF team who support them are also here tonight. If they're here, can you wave your hand so they can see you, so we can acknowledge you? I see you guys. See the waving hands? Those are their MPTF team. And Stacy, as a small token of appreciation, MPTF has dedicated a seat in the Susan and Gary Martin screening room to you. And of course, one for Jonathan. Oh, and for Ava and Cooper. So your whole family will always be together on the MPTF campus. And we could not forget about your dog. Our director, our event director, Craig Seals, provided you with a year's subscription to BarkBox. Thank you, guys.